good afternoon, good evening, or good morning.
Hello.
Or whenever you are choosing to listen to the TGS, or the TGS, or the TGS podcast.
No, not tedious. TGS.
TGS. Oh, I'm sorry, my script said this is TDS. No, TGS. Sorry, you are listening to the TGS podcast. I am John Brown, otherwise known on the Xbox as Jay Browner, but we'll get to that the moment. We're not on Xbox today, but we'll get to that shortly. With me right now is the legend that is Keith Souch,
Hello.
who is on PlayStation 4.
Yeah. As TGS_Souchy boy.
Okay. And also TGS.
No TGS, just Zubin. But on the Xbox for me, it's TGS Souchy
Is Zubin on the PS4. Is that right?
Hello.
boy.
Okay. And Ruben in the building. Hello. And TGS Chimichanga on the Xbox. So, gentlemen, hello.
Hello.
Welcome back. Another week has passed us by already. Where has that gone? Because I'm only just listening to, and taking in some of the great points from last week's podcast, and already we're here. It's amazing.
I know, it occurred to me, like, a couple of days ago, it's like, shit, it's Thursday. We better sort out the podcast.
I know, right? It's intense. It's been a crazy week. I know, like, I think we've all had quite a bit going on, haven't we? And lots of stuff to talk about. But before we do that, as always each week, we like to give you something to look at while you listen to our dulcet tones. And this week, Souchy Boy, we are looking at what?
We are looking at No Man's Sky.
Okay, so this is something we talked about last week in the podcast.
I am currently in the system Ralph Hubbub.
Ralph Hubbub. Are you in Ralph Hubbub?
I am in Ralph Hubbub.
Quite comfortable, actually.
And then we've got, I've previously had the system Wobbly Sausage. And there's all the TGS Junior ones. And then we've got a system called the Gaming Session.
Okay, so how does this work? Explain it to someone that has no concept of this game.
We have TGS SOCUK, TGS Night King, TGS Harley Girl. In system SOCUK, we have TGS Skater Ian, TGS Galebait, TGS Chimichanga, TGS Jay Browner, TGS Souchy Boy, and SOCUK TGS. If you ever find these planets, which is not likely, but you can go there. You can visit. I own them. It's fine.
How do you visit? How does it work? How does the game work?
It just does. You'll sort of see as it works as we go.
Okay, let's check it out, because obviously it's causing quite a lot of stir. Let's talk the town at the moment. Is this exclusively for PlayStation?
Currently, PlayStation and PC.
Okay, PlayStation and PC.
I don't know whether the PC one's up and running properly yet. See, right in front of me, we've got a planet I haven't discovered.
So you could just comb the entire universe. Is that kind of the point?
Well, get this way, right? If I was just to fly to this, saying, look, it's going to take me 14 minutes to get to that planet, but I can accelerate, and then I can boost. Alright, and then it's 2 minutes, 1 minute, and then, whoa! Oh, through an asteroid.
I feel like I should whistle some John Williams or something at this stage.
Oh yeah, when you're doing stuff like that, look, I'm shooting through it.
Yeah.
So now I've caused a hole. Alright, so 2 minutes, but I can go even quicker than that. I can use a boost, engaging pulse engine, and then off we go.
So you can actually, visit these planets.
Yeah. Look,
And explore
the
them.
atmosphere. I'm doing the burn up through the atmosphere. Very nice. Lovely jubbly.
So ultimately, in this game, you're exploring space.
Yeah.
And everything that inhabited
claiming
therein.
shit.
And calling it your own, such as you have the planets or the systems that you showed
Right,
us.
so I'm going to land on this planet, which no one's ever stepped foot on before. Alright, and then I can scan these items, which no one's ever seen before. So you have discovered a new species of tree.
Mhm.
And the cool bit, because I'm on a new planet, what I'll do, see, rename and upload. So I'm going to rename it, and we're going to name it
Something probably highly amusing.
No. In honour. We're on the Planet TGS Podcast.
Nice. Okay. Right before your very eyes. I like that. That works.
There we go.
So, this is a game that's ultimately about conquering the galaxy.
It's about getting to the centre of the galaxy.
Okay. It's not about conquering the galaxy.
No.
So I was going to say, if it was about conquering the galaxy, was it designed by Donald Trump?
No, because I think people from Mexico can play it. And there are quite a lot of aliens in it, and he really wouldn't like that.
I haven't seen any walls either.
Yeah.
Well, there it is. There it is. Okay, so you guys have been toying with this all week, have you?
Pretty much, actually.
Very nice.
I was going to wait, and I was going to wait. And I think it took me like less than a day of waiting to get onto this game.
And you've been playing it ever since.
Yeah.
I've been
Again,
trying to find Casey ever since.
now,
That's
don't get me wrong, like, this is pretty awesome.
What's the this before we go to the positive points? What are the negative points?
The negative points, okay. It's not what they sold us.
Okay, what did they sell us?
The most massively multiplayer game of all time.
Okay, and it's not that.
It's massive. There's
It's
just no
massive,
multiplayer. Like,
Is it Junglist massive?
don't get me wrong, right? There was still, even if it was multiplayer, there was still a good chance that people wouldn't run into each other, because the map is ridiculous. And again, this hands me a problem, because I feel I can't justify giving it a review
Right.
on the basis that I've only played 0.000000001% of the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
To put that in context, how many hours have you played?
I don't know. 48.
You've played for 48 hours.
Yeah. There was a guy that completed it in 30.
What?
In 30 hours?
Yeah. He got to the center of the universe in 30 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
But there is still all of it to explore.
Yeah.
So that he's kind of like cut to the chase on that one.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously there's lots of...
How many planets?
Something. Yeah, something like a quadrillion planets.
That's intense.
Yeah.
So it's the game that keeps on giving in that respect.
Yeah, but they also took something away. I mean, we could have had hosting party drop in, drop out, you know? So you could join someone else's universe and not necessarily let it affect your game, and vice versa. So, you know, sort of like Left 4 Dead does.
Yep.
No,
Yeah.
not Left 4 Dead, Dead Island.
Yep.
You could join someone else's game. That would be how you contact that. Because you get to see all this cool shit. Like, I've just learnt a new word in an alien language.
There you go.
As simple as that.
So
But
any
I'm
other...
playing the game now as well, and you know what I'd like to do is go find Keith
But
and experience it with him.
can't
like
do
they
that.
promised, but can't do
Oh,
that.
I've got a problem. This planet is freezing.
But you can't...
Because I've got no sound on, so I can't hear the warnings. I've got to, check for that.
Yeah, your temperature there on the bottom left
Yeah.
is dropping quite rapidly.
Alright, I better get back at my ship. I
Okay.
haven't built the stuff to
If it's
stop me from freezing
minus
yet.
147, you're in trouble.
Oh, there you go.
But, so,
Steady 19 degrees C in the cockpit there.
nice.
Nice.
Positivity,
Okay, so that's
positivity
any more negative points?
human.
Loading
Repetition.
time's a bit long.
Loading times. Ruben's offering loading times.
I kind of understand the loading times. Just
Are we talking about your toilet movements again, Ruben?
on the basis that the game itself is randomly generating planet surfaces. So as you're warping to somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
it should take some time.
All
It
seems very Star
shouldn't
Trek
be
as well.
It shouldn't be instant. You know,
Okay.
it's just the way I see it. And yeah, the loading times, they could be a little bit sharper, but they're the least of my worries, because it's understandable, just purely for the size of the thing you're looking at. And again, it comes in a sprightly 5 GB download.
5 gigabytes.
I mean, I don't know how
Amazing
they
for-
did that.
I don't know how they did that. That's impressive.
So is the 5 gigabytes, because you can play it offline, because quite often I'm not online with it. It says that you can't access the online features, but you still keep playing. So I don't know how that works, because I would have just assumed it's just hooking you up to a server. You'd have to be online all the time, and
Yeah.
then the server would hold the universe.
Yeah, because
And then
universe.
you infest it if you want. That's my best way to look at it. Infest it with all your stuff.
Infest it. Invade it.
Yeah. Oh look, there's another planet I haven't discovered there. It looks like it's got a water base on it. But yeah, it's bloody lonely.
It's lonely. It's a lonely game.
It is a
And say
learning
in
curve.
space, people can't hear you scream. They can't hear you fart. They can't like hear you laugh. They can't hear you nothing because like there's no one about. Apart from randomly generated pirates and things, and they're a
Yeah.
lot easier to beat than they should be.
Positives?
Positives. It's massive.
You're exploring a universe.
You are exploring the universe quite right.
That's kind of fascinating.
Which is the selling point, really, isn't it? That it's
Yeah.
so big.
Yeah, it is. It's massive.
And we are talking about the game still.
Yeah. You see that? I built my catapuddle.
You did what?
I built the catapuddle.
You built the Oh, wow.
She's been really hot. This is a good tip for anyone with indoor cats, right?
Okay.
Get yourself a tray,
Like a tea tray.
a tea tray, eating tray or whatever, and just make as long as it's watertight,
Shit.
obviously.
Sorry.
And pour like some cold water in there, and then your cat will like play about in it, splash about in it, drink from it, like it's a puddle outside. She's loving that.
And that's worked out.
Yeah,
And she's drinking from it as well.
yeah, positively
So
happy as anything.
As a Larry convention.
Yeah. So we're doing that whilst it's been bloody hot because you can't get outside, bless her. So
That's a
There we
really
go.
good idea.
yeah,
And she splashes around. It's like a cat pool.
yeah. Oh look, I found a water planet.
Not to be confused with Deadpool.
Okay, so yeah, don't get me wrong, this game is a feat. That's what it is.
Mhm.
It's a feat of ingenuity, but it does kind of feel like you're taking part in a social experiment more than a game.
Okay. Well, like you're testing beta almost.
Well, no,
not actually-
no, not even testing beta. The game's pretty solid. It's just, I just feel like it's an experiment on how quickly we'll spread, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
How different people will play the game differently. I mean, the game is what you make of it because they just give you this universe and go, right, do what you want. You can either
Yeah,
free travel, or you can try and follow their missions. There's no set rules, so
Before we move on, I've had a slight accident, and I'm just gonna
dry your pants.
go and wipe up my spillage because I've got a bit excited, and now there is some spillage in front of me.
Yeah, some suspicious looking liquid.
Some
by your
suspicious
lap.
looking liquid by my lap, and I need to clear that up.
But
So
otherwise,
while we're in space,
yeah.
I was quite excited to hear about the Star Trek series that's coming.
Yeah, I mean, there's still not an awful lot being said about it, which is
No,
sort of
some
understandable.
random images coming along and people are
Yeah.
being weird. I don't know if you've seen it. Sci-Fi released this 50 years of Star Trek and did this kind of musical song to kind of pay homage to,
Yeah.
which is cool. It's about time. It's been a while.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we see when it comes out. You know, with the Star Trek TV series, it'll be one of those things. I'm sure it'll be quite good.
Oh yes, Star Trek TV series. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one because I think it is time that Star Trek came back to television because we've had quite a lot of reruns, haven't we? Of
Planet Poop Pants.
You just created Planet Poop Pants.
Yep.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Actually, I think Star Trek. I think it needs a new, needs a bit of a reimagining, and I think it's taking place, isn't it? It's not necessarily in the same universe as the movies, but I'm sure they'll be related in some way. Which is great.
The only reason I brought it up was because this game kind of makes me feel half Trekky, half Firefly. You know, all the kind of space operas.
Yeah, that we loved.
Yeah.
Still too soon for Firefly. Still too soon.
Yeah.
It's always too soon. I know, they should do something. They need to do something. But efforts have been made, haven't they? You know, and nothing.
Yeah.
It's Fox. Come on, Fox. You know people want it. Get it done.
I mean, they're reviving everything else. Surely do the good one.
Yeah, right. They even had a movie. Movie was awesome.
Yeah, the movie was good.
Okay. Yes. Speaking of movies, Should I talk some movies?
We'll talk some movies.
Let's talk some movies.
Let's talk some movies.
Okay, so
Killing Joke was out this week.
Killing Joke was out this week on Blu-ray. Yes, that's quite right. Tell me all about that because I haven't seen it yet.
Well, it was fucking awesome.
Okay, so this is the Alan Moore.
No, not that he would tell you that. His name is not on it at all. So, but yes, it is based on the originally done by Alan Moore comic book. But again, even this has not allowed Alan Moore to go. Yeah, I'm putting my name on it.
Okay.
He's too busy praying to his snake god.
Okay. How close is it to Alan Moore's book?
Very, with extra stuff.
Okay.
There's a load of extra stuff on the beginning.
Okay, that's cool. And it's Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill again?
Yeah, which makes it like proper.
Official.
Yeah. It just sounds proper when it's Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill.
Yeah. You've got Bats and the Joker, the official voices thereof.
They performed the song that was actually written in the book, but obviously you don't get to hear the music of the song in the book. And Mark Hamill is perfect. That's the true sign of a good voice artist, when you can sing in character.
Yeah.
Like, that is the true sign. That song is beautifully out there.
Yeah. As the Joker should be.
Yeah. But yeah, certainly it's definitely what we wanted from a Batman for a long time.
Say again, Ruben.
I was just going to confess I'd never read the Alan Moore comics.
You never read Killing Joke?
I somehow missed it. Yeah.
But you saw the movie.
Yeah, but I saw the film.
Okay, what did you guys give the movie?
I gave it a 5.
Top marks.
Top marks 5s, yeah?
Yeah.
That's cool. I had it pinned at least a 4.
Yeah. Even though the animation's a little bit throwback, which it is, it's not as bad as it looked on the trailer because it's obviously coming from very early work.
Mm.
But it is a little bit throwback. But that kind of adds to its
Charm.
Some people have said, "Oh, that's because they're trying to make it look exactly like the comic book." Well, no, it doesn't have the artistry of the original comic book. It's not far off. It doesn't have the artistry of the Killing Joke. The final, without giving anything away, the final payoff, anybody who's read the Killing Joke knows what I'm talking about, is perfect and well done.
Okay.
So it's all there. It's equally harrowing. They definitely hold back on a lot of the stuff from the book, which is understandable considering what they're dealing with, because there's always the question of what exactly happened to Barbara Gordon.
Yep.
Again, without giving anything away. Which just seems weird to me. But I understand, and they very tastefully got around some of the things they did. They modernised it in certain ways as well, adding like TV screens where previously it was posters or things like that, just to sort of bring it up to date. But at the same time, it never ever lost its feel. Never lost its feel.
Good.
So yeah, I was very happy with that.
And here we are with an animation that is still infinitely better than DC's current cinema slate.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, you're giving that a 5. I mean, I gave Suicide Squad a 4, but I know there are a lot of people that think
I think Ruben gave it a 3.
You gave it a 3, so you've seen it now, Ruben. What was your thoughts? What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I think we discussed most of it last week. But,
I think we did, yeah, actually, from memory.
Still a 3 for me.
Still a 3. You've had time to let it settle. You're sticking with that 3.
Ian gave it a 3. He went
also a 3. So. See, I still think you're going to go with a late 3, pushing a 4. I think you're going to be in the middle with those two.
I could fucking surprise all of you. You never know.
What? Give it a 1.
I could be.
I don't think you're going to hate it.
I could be cantankerous as fuck, or I could just be overwhelmed.
Yeah. Well, that's why we love you, man. Because you're not going to go with the. You're not going to go with the grey.
As long as I don't just come out of it whelmed.
You're going to be overwhelmed.
Yeah, I want to be overwhelmed or underwhelmed. I want to have an emotional response. I don't want to just go and see another Blair movie, because there's been enough Blair movies recently.
Yep. Speaking of Blair movies, there's actually this week's slate was not so much Blair. Actually, there was nothing came in less than a 3 for me this week, which is good.
Yeah.
Thankfully there was nothing out there this week that made me go, oh, that was terrible. Which is good, when you've got 4, essentially here in the UK, we just have 4 movies out, and nothing came in less than a 3. Nerve I don't think lives up to the expectation.
It looked good.
It does look good,
It's
but
an interesting concept.
it is an interesting concept. But I mean, there are things about it, like straight away, it's so heavily reliant on current technology.
Yeah.
So straight away, that's kind of putting me off because I'm thinking, in a year, 2 years, this movie's going to be dated as hell.
That's right. I mean, that is a tricky thing.
It is. That's the first thing that stuck out with me, because the other movie, which we'll get around to in a minute, Pete's Dragon, is timeless.
Oh yeah, we all love that. No doubt.
So
about
that's the first thing, and kind of the other thing that I found. I'm going to go through the negatives before I get to the positives. The other thing that kind of annoyed me about it is it's all very kind of clueless in the oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, that kind of teeny kind of lingo. And I get that that's the target audience that they're going for, but at the same time they're not. Now here's the interesting thing: it's kind of focused on that social media driven, internet obsessed, the Ute of today.
the Ute.
And it's kind of driven at that audience. But at the same time, the BBFC and the MPAA have both given it quite a high certification because of the level of danger and imitable behaviour involved in the movie. They've given it quite a high rating so that, younger kind of teens, who essentially it's aimed at, don't imitate the behaviour in the film. Things I like about it, Franco and Roberts, they make great on-screen team. They've got great chemistry, and I really like them together. I think they work really well.
I think Roberts is awesome. She's an amazing talent.
She is an amazing talent, and she's been a lot
Can't
of
wait
stuff.
for Scream Queens to come back.
Yeah, Screen Queens, and that's something and American Horror Story, I think she's in as well. She's really, really good, and she's great in this. She's a great protagonist.
Thank God she looks more like her aunt than her dad, though, eh?
Yes, absolutely. But it's good. I mean, if I could compare it to anything else, it's kind of crazy. Like, it's got the look of, it's got that kind of drive look to it and sound in the the neon kind of.
Yeah.
But not in a Joel Schumacher Batman and Robin kind of way. In a drive kind of way. Very cool looking. And the soundtrack is fantastic. Really, really good. And so it's kind of lends itself towards drive in that respect, with this kind of cult soundtrack and, very cool look to it the whole time. And from a filmmaker's point of view, Ruben, it's very well shot. Very well shot. It looks good at all times. Which is great. That's something we can certainly lend as a positive. But the other things about it I quite liked is it started, for me, it was very much a 2 for quite some time. Just felt like a 2, it's kind of clunky, kind of very teeny. I know it's aimed at a teen audience, but very kind of teeny dialogue, and it's like, I've seen this movie so many times. But then when they started up in their game with the dares, and the dares got more interesting, then it piqued my interest.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, oh wow, that's awesome. Oh wow, that's awesome. So it's kind of like the look and the kind of stylization of Drive, and I guess it's kind of like Running Man and Hunger Games.
Okay.
On that kind of level. Just nowhere near as good, unfortunately. Hunger Games and Running Man, these were essentially better movies. It doesn't go quite. It hasn't got Running Man's kind of ultra violence factor, but at the same time it hasn't got the. I don't think it has. It has great tension at times, I must add. It is really tense at times, which is good. Again, which is something that got my interest. But in the same way, you kind of come away from it really enjoying it, but at the same time, kind of going, but I have seen this before.
Right.
In other ways, in other guises. So I went with a 3 out of 5 because, on the one hand, it's nowhere near terrible. It's actually very, very enjoyable stuff.
Nice.
Very, very enjoyable. And you can walk away from that movie going, that was good, I enjoyed that. But, I mean, it's not breaking any new ground. It's nothing massively, it's not excellent, but at the same time, it's not terrible either. So it's a 3, So not one of those movies, you just go and see it maybe on a Saturday afternoon, or you catch it on Netflix or whatever, and you go, oh, that was cool. It was a cool movie.
Yeah.
But it's not breaking any new ground.
No.
Essentially. So, yeah, that's 3 out of 5 for Nerve.
So you gave Mike and Dave 3 pushing a 4.
3 pushing a 4, which is really cool because last week you predicted that, didn't you?
Yeah.
You were there with that. You
So I
were
wanted to
like,
bring
that
it up.
movie's going to be a 4.
I
And I
haven't
was
even
like,
seen that movie, and I'm telling you now, that movie's going to be a 4. Like maybe a 3, but more likely a 4.
well, here's the thing with Mike and Dave. The trailer does not do it enough justice, and that's probably
For
a
me,
good
like
thing.
I wanted to see it the second I saw Aubrey Plaza was in it,
Right?
because you know what a Parks and Recs fan I am.
Yeah.
Like, and that girl is beautifully fucked in the head.
I know, but I gotta be honest, she's kind of a little bit annoying in this. Which is,
Really?
I know, I was really so looking forward. But on the other hand, you know, the guys, and again, to kind of paint the picture for you, it's kind of like Dumb and Dumber, the Wedding Crashers and the Wedding Singer, all in one smelting pot. So,
And supposedly a true story.
and supposedly a true story. So you kind of got the element. Efron is so good in this movie.
Yeah.
So good, and the guy that plays his brother as well, he's great. And they're just beautifully.
Quite good comedy though, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He has so good, and you know, everybody's great at it. And I've drawn a complete blank. Who's the other one? Someone help me out.
What, the dude from Modern Family? And
No,
stuff?
the girl.
Workaholics.
Oh God, we love her. She's brilliant. She's in Pitch Perfect. Amazing at.
Oh,
Anna Kendrick.
Anna Kendrick, thank you. Yeah, in my eyes, that girl can do no wrong. And she's great in this. She's absolutely fantastic in this. And they're great in it. And the thing is, again, going back to the critics and the way the critics judge things, and, you know, this movie is a comedy. So you have to say to yourself, when I go in, did I laugh from beginning to end? Yes, I fucking did.
Well, then it did its job.
Then it did its job. You know, okay, there are things, again, you know, it's by no means perfect, but don't worry about that. Essentially, you're going to see a movie with a lot of dick and ball jokes.
Sweet. That's what I expected.
That's what you're going to get.
With some
you know?
crazy hijinks. That's what I was expecting.
It's crass. It is so crass, but that's a good thing. Again, it's a very, very positive experience to come away from that. Again, it is kind of like, we've seen this all before. I know this is a true story, or supposedly true. But nonetheless, it's still a lot of fun, and it's very funny. It's not going to win any Oscars. It's
No,
not going to be that
it never
memorable.
was.
But is it a movie I'd see again? Yes, it is. And the 3.5 comes from, I couldn't decide whether it was 3, maybe it was leaning more towards a 4. You know, I certainly enjoyed it far more than I did Nerve.
Yeah.
And yeah, real good comedy, definitely. Like, hold your, like, stomachache funny. You know, belly laughs. So good. I'm not going to give away anything that goes on in that movie. Just know that you're in for pretty much a rollercoaster ride of comedy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And Pete's Dragon obviously was out this week as well. Shallows, I'm going to, like, brush past this because it's essentially kind of Jaws. It's got that kind of, you know...
So unnecessary, because Jaws exists.
Yeah, because Jaws exists. You know, Blake Lively goes away for a bit of a break and finds herself, you know, the subject, the target of a great white shark. So, you know, we've seen these movies before.
Yeah.
Kind of like Piranha and Deep Blue Sea and Jaws.
Speaking of movies we've seen before, obviously, Laser Team is out this week.
Yes! Let's
Now,
go with it.
obviously, it definitely does hail heavy from influence.
Mm-hmm.
But this is these guys' first movie,
Yeah.
right? And hailing from influence, it's doing that purposely. These are the movies they used to love.
Yeah.
So these
like
are the movies
Ghostbusters.
they're going to make.
Yeah. Oh.
It has more in common with Ghostbusters than Ghostbusters does. It's like Ghostbusters meets Evolution. You know, yeah,
Kind of feels like Ivan Reitman directed it.
it does.
It does. It's so good.
Yeah. All right. So the effects are a bit shoddy, but again, they didn't have the biggest budget in the world. Like,
Crowdfunded movie, guys.
yeah, $2 million.
Yeah, 2 million.
You know what? I actually think that adds to the whole kind of feel.
You can see every penny on that screen.
You can. And you can see the names of every single person that contributed those pennies.
So as soon as they
credits.
announced it was coming out on Blu-ray, I pre-ordered it. You know, again, to support these guys because I want to see more from them, and they've already announced they've started like production on Laser Team 2. So
I really want to see that movie, and I am.
I mean,
I'm
we're talking.
pleased.
It could be a couple of years yet because you know how long production takes, especially for a small company like this.
But we'll wait.
Yeah, I mean, working on so much else as well. So.
We will wait because
They don't stop. So
it's out on Blu-ray this week.
it's out on Blu-ray this week. Yeah, it's out on Blu-ray Monday.
Is it widely distributed? You have to go to Rooster Teeth to order it.
No, I got mine through Amazon.
Excellent work. Okay, so it's been widely distributed. That's good. That's so good. That's great. I'm really genuinely pleased for those guys.
But they, they've been putting stuff on Amazon for ages. You can buy the Red vs Blue box set on Amazon. You can buy Strangerhood and like animated shorts and stuff like that. So,
This is the other thing as
Ruby. You can buy all the series of Ruby on Blu-ray on Amazon.
Laser Team's kind of, because it's made it into theatres, it's got such a huge response to it. What it's also done is introduce people to Rooster Teeth that wouldn't have known about them before.
Yeah.
And allowed them to explore other work that they've done, which obviously we've been studying that work for ages.
Absolutely.
Very, very, very talented group of guys, and it's really, really nice to see them.
And Colton Dunn was a great add-on to that group, and Alan Richardson as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, God, he just cracks me up. He just has like a weird connection to my funny bone. Like Blue Mountain State. Like, I mean, the first thing I saw him in was probably Smallville as Aquaman.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, but like Blue Mountain State, Thad just kills me dead. Like, that was the character that started off being the average bad guy that we're definitely not going to like, end up becoming one of the lead characters just through his performance.
Yep.
It's just one of the funniest things on TV in years, just that character. It became his show. Everybody else became side partners, and they started steering the stories more and more towards him, just because he could lead a show.
Was there a Blue Mountain State movie?
Yeah, there was Thadland. Like,
the whole movie's fucking like with him as...
that was crowdfunded as well.
That's
you
awesome.
can watch it on Netflix.
Okay.
It's on there. Oh my god, is it funny?
Okay.
Over the top, and you want crass humour? Like, I'll give you crass humour in an absolute boatload. But yeah, no, awesomeness. It's just what I wanted. I expected it to be puerile, to reek of stuff like Animal House and things like that, and it does.
Good. So you can see that.
Wanted.
Check that out on Netflix, but also
yeah, get yourself a copy of Laser Team if you haven't seen it, and there are a lot of you out there that haven't.
You should definitely buy it.
And if you're a YouTube Red subscriber, you can watch it.
Yeah.
On YouTube Red.
You can watch it now on YouTube Red, actually.
Yeah,
so go do that. If you're a YouTube Red subscriber,
a week
go.
after it was hit the cinemas, you could.
I saw it recently, but I'm not...
YouTube Red are playing for the second movie to be made in full, so...
Oh, wow. That's good news.
Yeah.
Well done, guys. That's awesome. That's awesome news. Yeah, I'm definitely going to look into that. I think we should...
well, I imagine they've got quite a few subscribers just on the basis of that movie.
I definitely want to get it on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm going to fully
also,
support...
it's available on DVD as well.
Awesome.
If you haven't made the upgrade yet. And if you haven't by now, why haven't you? It's still... People say, oh, it won't last. We are now, what? 7 years into Blu-ray?
Mm-hmm.
It's still going?
Yep.
I had a TV license guy come around the other day because obviously I said, look, I don't have a TV license. I don't want a TV license. I'll get a TV license when BBC start actually making stuff worth watching.
Yep.
Until then, I'm not going to bother with it. Now, that means you can't access BBC iPlayer. Oh, really? I can't watch reruns of EastEnders? Oh no! What will I do with my life? I can't watch repeats of the same thing that you had on 3 months ago. Oh dear. So they came around, they checked all my stuff. It turned out that absolutely I don't need a TV license. So for those of you out there who are only watching Netflix, Amazon, any of the streaming services, as long as you're not watching anything live, anything live broadcasted, you don't need a TV license.
Check that out.
Yeah. Save yourself 130 quid a year. What do you spend 130 quid a year for, honestly?
Get a Blu-ray player.
Yeah, take that money. Get a Blu-ray player, which you can pick up for 40 quid, the Sony one. Nice one.
Speaking of, I need to mention that today, actually, which is as of... Oh, no, this week. Eye in the Sky is going to be out on Blu-ray and DVD also, which I believe was the last on-screen appearance of Alan Rickman.
Oh yeah.
Not including a voiceover, of course.
Oh, sorry, quickly, going back to the TV license thing.
Yep.
Right, so, the TV license guy, I told him exactly what I said verbatim. I'll get a TV license when you give me something worth watching. Apparently, the government has, because obviously, sort of government run, isn't it, the BBC?
Yeah, of course it is, yeah.
They have told them they have to make a conservative effort to make better programming. Because essentially it's just repeats and EastEnders, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I mean, they've already royally fucked Top Gear. There is literally one show that I want to watch on BBC, and they managed to go a whole year without it. We haven't seen Doctor Who since Christmas, and we're not going to see it again until Christmas. How can your fucking final flagship show not be fucking on air?
No. No. Quite right.
What the fuck is that about? And of course, like, after it finishes airing, I can just buy it on Blu-ray. And what really annoys me about this is BBC America. Right? I'm not a massive fan of Orphan Black, but I know I'm in the minority.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I am clearly in the minority on this. There's just a few things about it that annoy me, and I can't get past it. But that's just my personality.
I've never watched it.
Right? And I'm aware that's my personality. The second something annoys me about something, that's it. It's dead to me. Right? I'm fully aware that that is who I am, and and that's my issue to deal with. But I am aware it is a quality show that people really do enjoy, and surely we're paying towards BBC America.
Yeah, I think we are.
Are we? I don't honestly know how
it doesn't air over here.
Does it not?
Orphan Black, no. We can only get it through Netflix or streaming services.
Okay. Which we pay for as subscriptions.
Copper is another one. That was a series for 3 or 4 series. Did really well in America. That wasn't over here. But it was a BBC product, and we didn't get that.
I think, is it Ripper Street as well, an ITV product, and it's now only available on Amazon?
I think so, yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
That was BBC as well.
Oh, Jesus, really?
Yeah. But that was actually shown
Sorry,
over here.
Ruben.
I think, maybe. I'm not too sure, because again, I haven't got a TV license, so I don't really watch TV.
Nope.
But it got to the point where I wasn't watching TV so much, I just went, well, what the fuck am I paying for this for? Like, I went through all the rules and regulations, it's like, yeah, I'm doing nothing that requires me to pay for this. So...
Fair enough.
If you're doing the same, and let's face it, in this day and age, 9 out of 10 of you probably fucking are. Check. Go through all the rules and regulations before they change them, and fuck it off.
Yep.
And then,
Conversely,
when they see that people are fucking not giving them money, they're going to have to fucking change their ideas, and they're going to have to give us decent programming. And that goes for the fucking radio. For a start, I don't want to give them money to fucking pay Nick Grimshaw. He can suck a cock. I know he'd like to, but he really could suck a scabby cock. He's the most uninteresting fucking fuckwit in the world. Like, I find you grating sometimes, but I'd rather listen to you fucking 24 hours a day than listen to him for 5 minutes.
Okay. Right.
I'm joking about the grating, but you can do his job better than he does it. So
Thank you.
The fuck are people paying to pay that fucking dick for?
Okay.
Oh, it's Grimmy. I'm wearing really, really tight fucking jeans, which makes me talk like a cock. Like fucking... I've given myself a nickname. I'm that kid in the playground.
Grimmy. Oh.
He just can't pronounce grimy. That's all it is.
Man, them is flaccid blood, you get me?
Like, we're talking, it's been at least 10 years since Radio 1 was good.
Not that I want to advocate other stations, but Radio X has now got the boys, hasn't it? You know, Chris Moyles, Johnny Vaughan.
Yeah, definitely. Like, again, a little bit better to listen to. But what's the Fubar? Have you listened to Fubar?
No.
Check out Fubar Radio.
Okay.
Right? It's the only uncensored radio station in the UK.
Oh, really?
Uncensored, 24 hours a day, uncensored radio station.
Uncensored, and you're warned of this before you tune in.
Yeah.
So they take all the right legal
you can get onto
steps.
it through your normal listening things like
Tune in,
yep. And you can get it direct from their site or their app as well.
Other apps are available, they're just not as fucking good.
I mean, alright, there are some people on there currently who are a little bit from yesteryear, like JLC and all that lot, you know.
Yeah.
He's trying to make a bit of a comeback, has gone there. I listened to his show, it was pretty good.
Okay.
Like, but in fairness, before all that controversy of him becoming a fucking like psychopathic stalker, he was a very entertaining man. Who says stalkers can't be entertaining? At the end of the day, he only stalked people. It's not like he drugged them and fucking raped them. You know, it's not the 70s. And he'd already been in a relationship with the girl, so, you know, we've all been there.
Hang on a minute. Well, take a step back.
We've had an ex that we probably shouldn't have kept trying to talk to.
Ruben wants to know who you're talking about. He's
Justin Lee Collins.
Justin Lee Collins. There we go. Um,
I got done for stalking. Bad times.
oh wow.
I still love those shows.
Oh.
Where you go bring back the A-Team and things like that. That was good, man. That was some good TV.
There was some good TV.
I mean, he runs around like a loopy dog, for sure, and his hair don't help. It just looks like, I don't know, spaniel's ears or something like that.
It's just like an excitable spaniel.
But I think in this, again, what the BBC don't get is we live in a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week society. We don't need daytime programming anymore.
No.
We don't need 57 shows about buying a fucking house in the country no one will ever fucking buy. We don't need shows about fixing up said house in the fucking country no one will ever buy.
Now that's it. Now you have waded into the. You have
seriously,
opened
this
up
is something
the
we've
can
never
of
discussed, and I
worms.
think it is ripe for fucking mining here. Like, British television
Is dog shit.
We have the worst television in the world. Like, Sky, you pay, what, another 40, 50, 60... How much were you paying? 60 quid a month?
Oh dear God, no, something like that.
Yeah, 60 quid a month for fucking nothing.
I think no. I think at one stage, before I decided that I'd had enough, I was paying like £100 a month.
I'm going to name the shows I like on Sky.
Okay.
Right, the ones actually produced by Sky themselves.
Okay.
Like, not that they're shipping them in on Sky Atlantic.
Okay.
Because that doesn't count. Right.
All right.
Sky Atlantic is out of the proportion because they don't make any of those fucking shows.
No, Sky Atlantic is basically HBO, isn't it?
Yeah, it's our version of it. It's our shittier version of it.
Okay.
Even though you get Blue Bloods on there, which is cool, and like.
Yeah, we like Blue Bloods.
But you can get Blue Bloods on DVD or on streaming services.
Okay.
So.
Go.
They think it's all over. No, that's not what it's called. League of Their Own.
League of Their Own.
League of Their Own. Sky's version of They Think It's All Over.
Yes, that's the.
But
Right.
with Corden, which they can't do as much anymore. Because Corden's obviously over there. They still do stuff from time to time, specials and all the rest of it.
Yep.
But they can't do it because Corden's gone off to become a megastar. So.
Yep. Good for him.
What else is on Sky? And this is my point.
That Sky entirely produced themselves, not bought in from the States.
Yeah, so you've got 40 odd channels of shit. I mean, Davis just repeats of Red Dwarf from Top Gear, and that's all it's ever been, and that's all it ever will be.
I'm just trying to think.
They tried to do a couple of other shows, didn't quite work.
It's been a while since I've had Sky, but just for the record, excuse me, just for the record, I'm just going to siphon through the things that I was using Sky for, okay?
Yeah.
So things like Flash, Arrow. Again, none of these things are Sky.
All of these shows now have their own subscription services. You buy the show,
Yeah.
and then you can download it the second it finishes airing.
Wow.
Or stream it.
Things like Falling Skies,
and download it to keep.
Which I know is finished now, but things like Falling Skies, Ray Donovan.
Yeah, you can literally buy a DC TV
season pass.
Season pass.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
is a
really
thing
cool.
now, which is also a worry. What if every show starts doing that? How expensive does that become quickly? I still say wait it out, spend 25 quid, get the box set,
Yeah.
and you also get the UV code as well, so then you get both.
You do. It's quite right. But all of these shows, my point was underlining your point, all of these shows were from the States.
Other way to do it. You asked me to spend 25 quid now.
Mm-hmm.
I get each episode UV'd after it's aired, and then at the end they send me the box set on Blu-ray.
That's cool.
That I'll sign up for tomorrow.
That's cool. Send me each episode.
They're
send me
doing it the
my
wrong
UV
way
account
around. Yeah.
When it's done, and then send me the Blu-ray at the end of the season.
Yeah. I'll
That's
sign
a
up for that
great
tomorrow.
idea. Because that's pretty much what other streaming services are doing anyway, but they're doing it with movies, aren't they? You can download it to your set-top box or whatever, and they send you a DVD or a Blu-ray.
Pretty much 90% of my viewing is now DC, like on TV.
Yeah. And there's more. I mean, although Marvel are up in their game this season.
I mean, that Powerless looks really good.
Well, that's about the lawyers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Alan Tudyk's playing like the son of Lex Luthor? Is that what I'm getting from that trailer?
I'm not sure. Certainly a fan of Lex Luthor,
Yeah.
at the very least.
Which is interesting.
So I was just looking at running through some of that, talking about
Is it
things
Vanessa Hudgens?
we can watch in the home. Very quickly siphoning through that, because obviously Killing Joke was probably the big release.
Yeah.
Eddie the Eagle also came out, which is fantastic. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, awesome movie. I loved it. 5 stars.
5 out of 5. 5 out of 5 rated Eagles. Still haven't seen it yet. Go grab it. It's very, very, very good.
When you get a Blu-ray, it comes with a UV copy.
Midnight Special was the other one.
I'm big on UV. If people aren't utilising their UV codes, I'll have them. Send them to me.
Yep, send Keith your UV codes if you don't want them.
Yeah.
I've probably got a few you can have, actually. No. No.
I love them.
Midnight Special is also out. Have you seen this yet?
Oh, I took your Iron Man one.
Oh, is that why I haven't got an Iron Man one?
No, the Rise of the Technoball.
Yeah, but you know I'm not going to use it.
No, so I took
That's why you took it. That's fine.
I gave you the disc, which is all you wanted.
Yeah, I just wanted the disc.
Yeah.
I got the disc. Gratefully received. Great movie.
Yeah, so now we both get it.
Yeah,
Happy
Midnight
birthday.
Special. Did you get a chance to see Midnight Special yet?
Midnight Special.
Michael Shannon.
No, I didn't. That's
Okay.
the one. Yeah, I know the one. Yeah.
I can rectify that. That's not a problem.
It's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal. You think it's phenomenal? Okay, I'm gonna go with a 4.
I gave it 5.
The only reason I'm giving it a 4 is because it's fantastic.
I was really kind of interested in watching it, and then I watched Stranger Things, and thought that just looks too similar for me to warrant watching it at the moment.
Yeah, and here's the thing: it is like it does look and feel like somewhere between Abrams and Spielberg the whole time. It's got that kind of vibe to it. I'm not going to name Abrams and Spielberg movies to give it away, but also it feels like it's scored by John Carpenter.
Yeah.
So I can see where you made that similarity.
Yeah. Absolutely. That you just described Stranger Things.
Yeah, it's
Have
very.
you got round to watching any of that yet?
I haven't. No. So we're on the opposite side of each fence here, aren't we?
Yeah.
But Midnight Special was
Depending
great.
on what time you've got to bugger off, we might watch the first episode.
Okay, well I'm good, so we could do that.
Cool.
Yeah, this is my thing with Midnight Special. The only problem I have with it, Ruben, you'll know what I'm talking about, is that there are still. I felt there were. It has an ending, by the way, for everybody, so that it doesn't leave you wanting an ending. You get, you've got 3 acts. 3 acts are well played out. It's beautifully shot. It's great to look at. It's a very, very, very engaging story. I was stuck with it right the way to the end, completely captivated by it. However, I still had questions that I felt were unanswered. Did you not get that, Ruben?
No, I got that, but I was hoping that somewhere down the line.
Yeah, maybe they're not answered. Maybe your questions aren't answered on purpose for something else. Maybe Jeff Nichols has got something in the bag for later. I don't know, but I kind of felt like 95% satisfied.
I think there's a
with it.
lesson for Hollywood here as well. Don't hedge your bets. Right? You're making a movie. Don't plan your fucking franchise.
Yeah, wrap all your fucking loose ends up in the same movie.
Iron Man pretty much wraps itself up.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, Incredible Hulk, that wraps itself up.
Yep.
Even though you get a little bit of a peak at the end. Iron Man 2, that wraps itself up. At no point, even though they were planning it, was Feige guaranteed he was taking a fucking franchise out here. This was before they got the deal with Disney. Marvel Studios was only just setting up by the time Iron Man 2 came out.
Yep.
Because
they took the Iron Man to get
and
the
those
deals.
movies were successful because they weren't hedging their bets.
No.
And
the thing with Midnight Special is I did feel there were still 1 or 2 backstory questions that I didn't feel that I was answered. And I was kind of waiting for the answers to certain questions, and then it made me think about it in the same way that you kind of, again, I don't want to give anything away at all, I don't want to spoil the movie, but there are things that I was thinking, is it this, is it for that reason, or you totally get what's going on though. Your basic plot is explained. You get your beginning, you get your middle, you do get your end. It's fantastic. Very, very strong film, visually arresting, fantastic. 4 out of 5. It's missing a star because I kind of felt like there were some loose ends that needed tying up that weren't. Other than that, perfect movie. Great. Really enjoyed it. And like I said, if those questions were answered, it would be a perfect film. So yeah, that's worth looking at as well. That's out. Eye in the Sky is out this week. Also, Huntsman: Winter's War. I want to touch on this because Keith's
I'm already wincing.
Hemsworth reboot curse thing that he has. He has this theory that if it's a reboot, Hemsworth's in it somewhere. Like Hemsworth is responsible for, what was it you said?
He was in the reboot of Star Trek. He was in the reboot of Ghostbusters.
Yep. Red Dawn. Snow White.
Yeah. There are a few he's popped up in.
Okay, so here's the thing with Winter's War. I sat down and watched it, wincing myself. I was kind of flinching when it started. I was expecting, like when you're going to go into a fight. You're like, oh, this is going to hurt.
Okay,
but it's not terrible. It's infinitely better, I thought, than Snow White. But that's because we've got rid of Po-Face.
Yeah.
He knows where I'm going with that. And it's
The first sign of the apocalypse. Kirsten Stewart like cracks a fucking smile and laughs.
It's a prequel and a sequel, which is not in a good like Star Trek way.
Okay.
Another better Hemsworth movie. Because what it's done is it's kind of gone, this is what happens before Snow White, and then Snow White happened 7 years later. So it's clunky on the narrative.
Weird.
Yeah.
That means you've got to watch the piece of shit.
Exactly.
Oh.
It's kind
What
of
a mistake that is.
It's selling it to you like basically this is 6 parts of a story over 2 movies, right?
We're going to assume you watched this fucking awful movie.
Part 1 of our story happens now.
Which is a good assumption, because if you were there watching it and you weren't paid to be there,
Yep.
like, you probably did see the original movie.
So then it says, oh, and then that happened, then it comes back around. So, crazy story aside, and you know, kind of clunky storytelling aside, Hemsworth's really, really good in it. Like, and I absolutely love it. And the other thing is, they've changed the dwarves up. The dwarves are now, I've done it again, Rob Brydon and Nick Frost, right? And Sheridan Smith. At any point whenever there are dwarfs involved, this movie is hilarious. I mean, like, eye-wateringly stomach, like, funny, like, splitting my sides funny. Like, really, really enjoyed that. Some great action set pieces in it, some great fantasy set pieces in it. I actually really enjoyed it, save for the really clunky storytelling, like the mechanic. Why wasn't this movie completely a prequel?
I don't know.
You know, why did it have to be? Yeah, why did it have to be one section prequel? Oh, then you're gonna have to pause this disc and go away and watch the other movie and then come back. Like that, I didn't get. I didn't understand. So maybe that's a downside. But I'm gonna go with a 3 on it because I still really enjoyed it, despite the narrative being all over the shop.
Yeah.
I still got an ending, which is very important, as you know. And I was still kind of wowed by it. You know, great score, great visuals. They've certainly done a better job with the CGI this time around, even though the CGI wasn't that bad the first time around. But this time around, they really tightened up their game. And actually, it was a lot of fun. I'm kind of pleased that they didn't need to make this movie by any measure, but it's certainly better than Snow White, and I'm kind of glad because it kind of washed the bad taste of Snow White out of my mouth. Got to say. So yeah, worth a look, but probably just the one look. And not the terrible movie that you think it's going to be, but by no measure is it amazing or out there. So yeah, that's that. And the other thing that's out this week is Eye in the Sky, which is great. Go look at that. Very tense thriller, and it's always nice to see Alan Rickman, the late great Alan Rickman, on the screen. He's great in it. So is Helen Mirren. But then when is Helen Mirren not great?
True.
But there you go. Talking of that, there's all kind of Fast 8 that's coming as well, isn't it? That's still on course.
You've seen the shit that's going on that.
I know, The Rock. So
The
I
Rock
want to
and
talk
Vin
about this.
Diesel got beef.
The Rock and Vin Diesel have beef.
Diesel ain't winning that fight physically.
Oh no, hell no. So The Rock comes out in the national press earlier this week and states that
some of his co-stars are candy asses.
Yeah, some of his co-stars are candy asses. He said this does not include the women, and he commended...
Salutes was the word he used. Salutes the female cast.
He salutes the female cast for being, what was it, devout professionals at all times, but some of the male cast members leave a lot to be desired or something. Candy asses. Yeah. Very interesting. He then said he had no beef directly with Universal Pictures because he thinks they've got a good, strong team and he appreciates their support. So yeah, he's kind of like, I'm not pointing any fingers, but he kind of is pointing fingers. It's very obvious who he's pointing fingers at because obviously Vin Diesel is notorious for rubbing people up the wrong way. So yeah, more on that as it comes. And also The Rock as well. We were talking about The Rock. What was the autocorrect thing that really made me laugh earlier?
Oh,
so
right.
we're talking on Facebook.
Yeah, we're talking about Fat Jonah Hill.
Who?
Right,
yeah, okay, so last week...
I retract the statement. He's no longer Fat Jonah Hill.
He's not.
But I knew he had to lose the weight before they could do Jump Street. Like, that is still true.
Yep.
And one of the ways he lost the weight was The Rock gave him like a bit of a helping hand. Set him out a regime and sorted him out a trainer. And from all accounts, has done wonders. Do you look at the photos? He has done
Yeah.
He has
He
done
looks
wonders. He's done
fantastic.
sheer straight fucking miracles.
He looks fantastic.
And I said that Dwayne sorted him out. A trailer, Dwayne the Rock Johnson, and autocorrect changed it to Dean.
Mm-hmm. So here's what happens.
Deane. Right. So I was like, and then I put in Dwayne, and I was like, autocorrect should learn to respect the Rock.
And then tweeted it to The Rock. You quoted, what was it? You should put the smackdown on autocorrect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love it. I love The Rock. I don't care if he's got beef with people. I think he's a dude. I love him to bits. I think he's amazing. I think he's amazing in everything he's in. He's the funniest thing in everything he's in. He's a real hard worker, man. Not just physically, mentally. He does a lot of great work for charity. You know, he's a busy guy, and he's consistent in everything he does. So, yeah, good luck to him. Also, strangely, this is talking about this and action movies and franchises. I know you wanted to talk about Bad Boys.
Yeah, Bad Boys 3 announced its title.
Bad Boys for Life.
Bad Boys for Life. Is it going to be like, why didn't they choose that title for the fourth film? It seems
they're
weird
not
for it to be the third film.
Yep.
On the basis that it's got the word "for" in it. Like, I know it's not how it's spelt,
No.
but we're talking about a day and age where people don't know how to fucking spell anymore. So it's
Bad
gonna be
Boys
confusing.
for Life. Would have made sense for a fourth movie. But isn't this already the fourth
Bad
movie?
Boys for Life. I've got the tagline. Bad Boys for Life, not just for Christmas.
Right. Okay. But isn't this actually... It's not incorrect, because this kind of is the fourth movie, isn't it?
It is the fourth movie because Bad Boys 3 already exists. As I've said, it's on the end of Bad Boys 2. Like, the whole of Bad Boys 2 happens, and it ends, and then suddenly there's this other thing where the sister gets kidnapped, and they do a whole other movie, which is why that movie comes in about 74 hours long.
Yeah, at least that.
Because you've got the really cool, like, funny Bad Boys movie at the beginning, and then
Yep.
you've got this really weird, over-the-top fucking actioner at
Yep.
the end, where
Okay.
there's just lots of Michael Bay spinning cameras in slow motion,
And Humvees
and
going
people
down
just
hills.
like Will Smith almost being topless, and Martin Lawrence looks like the kid that turned up to the swimming pool in a t-shirt, like
He needs The Rock.
yeah. Actually, I'm pretty sure there is a scene where Martin Lawrence is in a pool in a t-shirt in that movie. Actually, now I think about
Yeah,
it.
they have that huge pool, don't they? That huge pool. By the way, he's not just spinning this now because of this story. Quite some time ago now, I would probably when was that Christmas when we sat and watched them back to back? Oh, look at 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
Even then, this was 3-4 years ago, before this story came around. Even then, he looked at me on that Christmas. He said, "You doing anything the rest of the day?" I said, "No." He said, "Do you know what? Why don't we watch Bad Boys 1 to 3 again?" He said it then. Even then.
Yeah.
So
It's
consistent.
far too long, that movie. For what it is, it'd be way punchier if they cut out a good 40 minutes of it.
Yeah.
Something to be said about, like, pacing. All the good stuff happens in the first hour and a half. Like, and that's a movie. An hour and a half, you know? That's a good movie length.
Yeah.
You
it
had
is.
just enough time to get into it. It became entertaining. That's what we want.
So many things. There's still so many things to look forward to in movies, though. You know. Are you looking forward to Brent? David Brent.
I
Life
hope
on the
so.
Road. No, I saw him. I didn't actually go in. I did not have the appropriate required
I
access
hope I'm
materials.
looking forward to it.
But I did see the
It
red
sounds
carpet
weird,
stuff.
but I do. I hope I'm looking forward to it. Like, in my heart of hearts, I'm like, yeah. And then there's another bit of me that goes, this might be 15 years too late.
Interesting, because there are some mixed responses to it.
Because
In that
since
respect.
then, right, since The Office,
Hmm.
and not to take away from The Office, you watch The Office now, it's still cringy and it's still funny. Right? But we've had The American Office,
We have, which is taking on its own life.
which in many ways, many ways, is better. And I hate the fact that I'm saying that. Right?
Really?
In many ways.
I just had to double take then. I've just realised what you've just said.
Yeah. That show should never have had the legs it had. right? And think about the careers it started. John Krasinski, who's gone on to like directing and like marry Emily Blunt. You know, he's done pretty well.
Yeah.
You know, and he's a good actor. Jenna Fisher, like, she's done some great comedic stuff off the back of that.
Yeah.
Rainn Wilson, he's done some great stuff off the back of that, behind the camera and in front of it.
Yep.
You know, and then that it lasted for 9 seasons. Look at the career it gave fucking
you're clicking at me.
His brain's dropped out of my fucking head.
Oh.
Fucking Anchorman, fucking
Carell.
Yeah, Steve Carell. Thank you. The second it was there again. It's a brain fart moment. The career it gave Steve Carell is stupendous. You know, just look at the successes that had. It should never have lasted as long as it did, and it did last that long. Ed Helms, another one off of the back of that.
Ed Helms. Yeah.
Yeah. And it never stopped being funny. Like, a lot of shows will die off.
It's the thing, when it started, it was
kept
a
getting
copy.
funnier. Yeah, it started off as a carbon copy, and the first season of it is quite dire in comparison to the second one. But you only get 6 episodes of the first season, because they went by a British season. Then the second season kicked in, and oh my god, it's good. It's like suddenly we're off to the fucking races. It's like somehow this didn't get cancelled.
Fart Attack.
Yeah, that's Parks and Rec. But
oh, is it? That's not Parks and Rec?
No, that's Parks and Rec.
Oh.
And then off the back of that, Parks and Rec came about. The same team, which to me might be one of the best comedies in the last 15 years. It's
Parks
like
and Rec
that and
amazing.
Arrested Development. Like, I could watch either of those shows over and over again. I'm on my 4th viewing of Parks and Rec, and it only just finished a year or 2 ago. And I'm back up for 6th season again for the 5th time. I've only got 1 more season to go. Like, every time I watch it, I laugh my ass off from beginning to end.
Yeah.
There is no bad character, no bad writing, and that's how far the mockumentaries come since Gervais's day. And I think that we don't, as cool as Brent is, I'm not sure we need an hour and a half of just pure Brent.
I haven't seen it yet.
No, nor have I. But
so I can't honestly judge it.
He may be the original guy, but at the same time, like. That's like after Nolan does Batman, suddenly Adam West is like fucking starring in a Batman movie. You know, that's what it's like. We don't need that.
That's interesting.
Just because he was the original guy to do it doesn't mean that he has to come back and do it again.
Well, jury's out on that one. I think
I want it to be good. Don't get me wrong. On my heart of hearts, I really want it to be good. I want it to be great. Like, Gervais is an amazing writer. If you get the chance to check out that thing he did for Netflix with Eric Bana, fucking do so. Like, that was really good. You know, a solid 4. So he's a very, very, very talented writer, very talented comedian. But he said himself when he finished The Office, that was it, 2 and done. This is essentially going to be that awkward 3rd season.
In a movie.
And we don't need it. But I am still morbidly curious to watch it.
I hope it plays.
And, like, absolute fucking miracle upon miracles, this will never fucking happen. But if Ricky Gervais ever fucking heard this, or word this gets to him about me saying this, honestly, I apologise, and I fucking have followed everything he's ever done. I listen to every single podcast. I own fucking just about every single Ricky Gervais book. I own both fucking volumes of Flanimals. You know what I mean? I've followed this guy's career.
You introduced me to him
since he did the 11 o'clock show.
Yeah.
You know, it's. He's one of my all-time favourite comedians. We've all been to see him live. Like, Ruben was fucking drugged out of his nut from being at the doctor and being at the dentist, and we dragged him along to see Ricky Gervais live. You know, it's one of those things. Absolutely love him, but I really think he's breaking his own rules with this one, and he probably shouldn't. 2 seasons and done.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
that's interesting because I would have thought you would have been this movie's biggest supporter.
I was at first, and then I stopped and thought about it. He has said himself, and this is a quote from him, you know? John Cleese only ever did 2 series of 40 Towers. He never did a fucking follow-up movie.
No, he didn't. No. That's very true.
And 40 Towers remains a classic. It's one of those things people think there's way more of than there isn't. There are precisely 12 episodes of 40 Towers. No more, no less. And The Office kind of had its Christmas special at the end to wrap it all up, which I was kind of okay with because it all sort of happened in the same timeline. and it was okay and it worked out well, but it could have been a clusterfuck. It wasn't, thank God. But could have been.
Okay, well that opens UK cinemas this Friday, so the jury's out on that one.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll try and work something out. Hopefully, hopefully we'll be able to see that. It'd be
With
nice.
any luck, I'm absolutely fucking wrong.
I'm trying to let me see if I can try and arrange
And if I
something. We
am,
can see that
not
together.
only will I put my hands up to it, I'll be glad of it.
Yeah, we'll try and arrange something. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. This could be quite an interesting experiment. See if I can arrange something. We can see it together, and then we can report back on it.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
That'd be good. Okay. All right. Boys.
I think that's it, isn't it?
I know. Where does it go? Where does the
don't know.
time go, man? We have so much fun with this thing.
Was there anything we didn't cover that we definitely were going to cover?
Is there anything? I'm trying to think. Were we? Anything else in gaming, guys, that you want to bring up?
No, kind of slow this week. People tried to avoid everything because of this game coming out. I mean, stuff we've got coming soon. I don't know. Nothing major.
Yeah, stuff we mentioned last week. The Deus Ex is coming soon.
Yeah, we did all the what's coming up soon last week. I've got to admit, I pre-ordered Mafia 3 this week.
Oh,
I don't normally like to pre-order too much, but like, you know, because bastards. But like, I've been watching more and more on Mafia 3, and it's really, really looking good. And Mafia 1 and Mafia 2 were both fantastic. And we're talking Mafia 1 was on the original Xbox, Mafia 2 was on the Xbox 360.
It was.
These are a once-in-a-generation game each time, and every time... the first Mafia was so good, we just couldn't stop Matt from playing it. Like, I swear to God, he called in sick. I know he was playing Mafia. I know he was.
That's how good that game is.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that was his second playthrough.
Nice.
And Mafia 2 was awesome. Even if a little bit, once you completed it, that was it. That you could still travel around, but you couldn't really do any fucking thing. And I think they fixed that for this one. So I'm really looking forward to it, and it's really looking good. And you know, Rockstar are apparently working on a new game.
Oh.
A new IP apparently.
Oh.
We don't know what. Maybe it's that thing that's been on their website that just says Agent. It's been on there forever. Go to rockstar.com and check out their upcoming games. And there's just this thing with a gun that just says Agent. I don't know what the fuck that is. It's been there for ages. Now whether it's just a placeholder or whatever, it could be that. God knows. But still no more news on Red Dead 2. But we know they're working on it. Of course they are. You know, they're not allergic to money.
They're not allergic to money. Highest grossing. Is they got the highest grossing game? It is Grand Theft, isn't it?
Yeah, GTA is still the highest grossing game of all time.
They are the richest publisher.
And they still keep giving us free DLC for that shit. So
the game that keeps on giving, I do love that. They're a great team as well. You know, you've met some of the guys up at Rockstar.
Yeah.
They're a good team. So I'm certainly expecting more great things from them. They can't do any wrong though, can they?
No. Everything they do is worth a punt.
And they take their time doing it, which is great.
Not many games
like
are worth a punt at 60 quid, but everything they do is worth a punt.
Absolutely.
60 quid, like, yeah, alright. I'll give that a go.
Discovering yet another planet. This is cool. I've just been watching you.
Oh, I'm in a brand new universe, actually. I haven't named it yet. I've discovered 2 universes since we started playing, 4 planets.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So if you want to pick up any of the Blu-rays or DVDs that we talked about, your favourite online retailer is our best place to go. I've just checked Laser Team is wide distribution, so you can pick it up from whoever your preferred retailer is, which is great. And obviously, you know, go to your local cinema or theatre if you're friends across the pond. Check out some of these movies that come out. I'm not sure when David Brent hits the United States, but by all means give it a look if you're a fan of The Office, whichever, British or USA. And yeah, check us out. What have we got? Queen. Oh, hang on a minute. Poke the Queen. Yes, nice. Do that. That's cool. That's a heart
System, Poke the Queen.
Poke the Queen. Do that. Ruben, can you say it for me?
It's a throwback.
Say it.
Poke the Queen?
Yeah, there it is.
It's a throwback to like 7 years ago.
Yeah, it's a good throwback. We need something horrible for Ruben to watch.
No, we don't need to do that.
Yeah, very good.
Go along online, check out.
Oh, there is a limit what you can name stuff on here, though.
Oh, is there?
They wouldn't let me put in Stupid O'Clock UK.
Right.
Like they just wouldn't let me do it. It went against its decency thing. And I was like,
Decency?
how is that?
Because it thinks you're saying stupid cock.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know why it's saying that.
Yeah, right, cock. See, it's not stupid.
No.
It just. I think it's probably just the word stupid it didn't like.
Oh, like you're offending somebody.
My God knows. Yeah. But I got away with poop pants.
You can't call it
Smell.
2 girls, 1 planet.
Yo mama, wobbly sausage, fuck the queen.
This is cool. And this is out now, isn't it?
Yes, and I named one planet Princess Kitty Fantastico.
Fantasticum. If you want to follow us, I'm not going to give you our addresses, but by all means, please feel free to follow us around.
Yeah, you're not Justin Lee Collins.
No. If you are Justin Lee Collins, feel free to follow us, but only do so online at
twitch.tv/TGS_SOCUK
or twitter.com/SOCUK_TGS or at SOCUK_TGS if you just want to be funky and go straight to that shit on your phone.
and youtube.com/C/SOCUKTGS
Or facebook.com/ or just look on Facebook, SOCUKTGS.
Or
the gaming
Stupid
session.
Clock, the gaming session.
Yep.
Stupid O'Clock UK. One of those. We pretty much own all of those.
Yeah, we have lots.
SOCUK on film. We own that as well. Yeah.
We do.
Check that out for all your trailers and film
Cool.
updates.
We got lots of new trailers actually. Speaking of which, Rogue One as well.
Oh shit! We didn't talk about the Rogue One trailer.
We did
Quickly,
not. Very quickly, let's do it. Squeeze it in.
Oh my
We need to-
fucking god! They look good.
Yeah, it does look good. I don't care about but I don't care about the naysayers and their reshoot theories.
Yeah.
Who cares about them?
Yeah.
Oh, this movie looks great.
Oh, and quick tribute to Kenny Baker. May he rest in peace.
Yes, unfortunately, passed away.
Yeah.
Legend, absolute legend.
Yeah.
Brought us many happy memories as R2D2.
But oh my fucking god, that trailer looked good.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Oh, and Vader was there. Yeah, we all do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was waiting.
Way better than
They
the other
knew
trailer.
what they were doing with that trailer because they left Vader right to the last nth of a second.
We all knew what they did in that trailer because they got leaked.
Yeah, we all knew. But that was good. It's good. I'm really looking forward to it. I don't care what anybody else says.
My cat's
It's a Star
snoring.
Wars story. It's going to be amazing.
No, it looks fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, thank you very much.
And that's us for another week.
You've been listening to Keith Souch,
Yes, you have.
Ruben Shaw, and myself, John Brown. Thank you very much. Do give your mum my love and tell her I'll be round again tomorrow morning. I am wearing your mum.